All right, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? We got a full moon out tonight, and the breeze is feeling tropical. You know what I mean? Almost feel like the Bahamas or something right now. You know what I mean? Like we chilling somewhere by the waters. I don't know forever whoever's getting this feed. I don't know where y'all are, but I know for my New Yorkers throughout the boroughs, I know it's feeling pretty sexy tonight. And I know some people might go ahead and make a baby tonight, but I have to say, if you're gonna go ahead and make a baby, don't let that baby be conceived of illegitimacy. You know what I'm saying? Think it out, plan it out what you want to have for that seed that you're about to plant, my fellas. You know what I'm saying? Think about the future and where we going and what we gotta prepare for that child's road, especially coming up here in America. Cause we know what time it is. We still waiting for that modern day exodus. Not even waiting for it, but to enact on it and to do what we got to do to get on up out of here. Repatriation. And some people are still arguing reparations. Nevertheless, I gotta say sorry for the blurriness that you get in this camera right now, and I think it's really due to where I put the tape. But this thing is already stuck to the phone so hard that I don't even want to move it. It might just go ahead and confuse a couple things. You know what I mean? It might just interfere and become like somewhat of an obstruction to get a better view. So I'm gonna just leave it as it is because I really want everybody to hear my words. When you're looking at this video, you don't even have to view it as you're driving. If you're looking at it directly with the handheld phone, you don't even have to. You could just let it rock through your headphones. Let it rock through the speakers. Because what I'm here to bring tonight, right now, is some real political news. Humanitarian, of course, because that's basically the line, that's my line of duty, I would have to say. All right? Now, let me just go to say this because the real meat of this video is to talk about what's happening between, or not even between, but more like let me touch on interracial dating and what we got going on. Not just dating, but also mating. Whereas, first and foremost, we have to know that with all the energy that's being fluffed up for the African nation, which has given us energy to aspire to something higher, I would have to say that for all you men of other ethnic groups that have yourself an African woman, you ought to be treating her with the utmost respect, treating her like a right queen. And at the end of the day, in fact, not even just the end of the day, but more like this. When you look to get with someone of another ethnic group, and I'm putting this in perspective or point of view from men going on to women, you would have to, or it should be where you get that woman for the rest of your life, looking to create another legacy and establish a new covenant upon earth, is to go through her father. Because this is a man's world, right? And being that the African nation throughout the entire African diaspora has been going through so much for these years on in, for any man out there that's not of the African nation to have an African woman, you are lucky. Even if there is contention in the relationship that y'all share. Because that for those who really know science and spirituality, just to have her in your life where you have things to work upon, where the relationship will become pristine, meaning that the two of you, has reached a godlike level that you should begin to establish heaven on earth on a wonderful level. And this is also vice versa to women of other nations getting with an African man. But I pointed out, first and foremost, the men going onto women is because this is inevitably and predominantly a man's world. because it's a God's ordinance where the head of man is the creator and the head of woman is man. That's just order. And I'm learning so much about who we are, even though I'm in the state in which I'm in. Don't you mind that, because this is me. Uh, this is part of my blossoming, which is going to contribute to my following testimony. All right, we got to know what time it is, because I say to myself, if I get with a sister that's non-African, no matter how sexy she may be looking, voluptuous or not, she got to be down with this brown. She got to be down with the cause, my plans, my following destiny, which will contribute to the legacy of my seed line and where I'm going, to that which have to go back to my African nation, my tribe, to that which makes me who I am and what I am. Are you following, brothers and sisters, particularly? It's not a game out here. I see where I gotta continue to put the work in within a constructed society that measures a man by a system that has been mapped out and which continues to be dictated by a non-African group here in America. It's no you is it is no Let me tell you something. I'm having contention with my own people because of my genetic makeup. Meaning to say that my father is of African descent, pure bloodline. But he got with my mother, with my mother is mixed. Portuguese and Indian and European. And being that I'm of this color, it goes to show. Because if anyone knows the science of what a mole is on the body, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because one of the definitions, and most, in fact, dominant definitions of what a mole is a high concentration of melanin spotted on the body. Meaning, in essence, to my African men and women, wherever you see a mole upon your body is a representation of the high concentration of melanin, but what your entire organ, which is your skin, the largest organ of the human body, what which is supposed to look like of that mole. Do you follow? I got moles all over my body. I got one on my nose, in my palms, on my arms, on my legs, on my back, which is spotted representations of the high concentration of melanin, which ought to be all over my skin, from head to toe. But because of all of the mixing, with all due respect, the face of God is upon me by those moles. Do you follow me? Ought to know that. It's not no conspiracy. It is science. It is simplicity. But we don't really study things like that out here because we got our minds so caught up in getting money. Now we've been getting money for years, but where are we still in 2023? Even for those that's on the top. For those that's on the top making the good money, can you say that your people, your tribes of men and tribes women, do they own? Have y'all got together to congregate and own a city, a state, a town? Is it there? I don't think so. Now, I'm not putting this out to bash anybody, but it's just news. It's realization, it's truth, which is irrefutable within itself. Anybody who's up for debate, talk to me. Drop a line. I'm willing and ready. I'm not hard headed. I'm not. I could be a little bit hard headed in some instances, but in this particular regard, I have an open mind. Iron sharpens iron. So going back to the men in particular, that's non-African, that has woman of African nation. If you're with her and knowing the detriments, and in fact, everything that's dealing with the African nation, you ought to be contributing to for having her, because there is no nation without a woman. So know what you have. Know what you have. And for the woman that's getting this message, if he's not down with the brown and doing for the better of your family, your bloodline, you ought to go ahead and start thinking some things. Start reevaluating. Start assessing what is taking place within your life and for that of your nation and your tribe. Because this is where it's inevitably going down to. Don't get caught up in the mysticism. Don't get caught up in all the beautifying of what's happening, all this frivolous BS. Because as time goes on, the more truth comes out. And each and every one of us will be held accountable for what we're contributing, meaning our commissions and omissions of the law for the betterment of our families. Trust and believe me, take my word for it. You see, right now, I just happen to be put in a place where I've been put down at the bottom because I have come out. I've come out of that system, that systematic construct. And don't think because I smoke here or I drink there that I'm back in it. I'm far separated from that matrix. You want to talk to me more in depthly about it? Drop a line and hit me up on the Instagram or whatever. Here on the YouTube or whatever. Because this is exactly where I'm going to post it to. It's going to drop right there on the feed. And if you're hungry enough, you're going to eat up on it. And trust me, it's good food for you. In fact, this is soul food. This is sustenance. And I'm ready to talk to anybody about whatever it is that I said here and whatever it is you want to talk about. That is in regards to the betterment of humanity. I'm ready anytime, any day, any night. So we better know what time it is. I don't get caught up in all the voluptuousness of a woman. Trust me, you ain't gonna get me on that. Because the last sister I was with, she was a beautiful sister. Wonderful body. From feet to head, I give it up. She was. But I let her know. I kept it real with her. I said, hey, look, it's not working out between us. Let's stop right here before we invest in more time. And we may just go ahead and make some serious regrets. I'd rather us break it off here right now, have our separation, where I would pray that you find a man that God sends for you. And I hope that you would pray that God sends a woman onto me that's for me. That's how real I am. To cut my losses when I know it's time to. Because before I even got with her, I was on the road where it was like recuperating. I was getting myself together where I didn't need to see myself indulging in another relationship. I was supposed to stay focused on my plan. And that happened to a lot of brothers out here. When we get caught up and we feel like, you know what, let me just get with her. Those attractions, those temptations, they linger and they get us. Sometimes you get caught up in the entrapment. So yo, there's more to come. And it's not a game. We got work to do, brothers and sisters. I'm for my people. You doubt me, you got any questions, holla at me. I'm ready. Peace, love, and light. I'm gonna cut it short right here. Peace. One love.